script.
I think that's what he was talking about.
A sequence of events, especially when imagined, going down the synonym screenplay script.
That's problem, reaction, solution. It's all mapped out. This is a war. This is war tactics. They got this place all mapped out. They're gonna set up. They're gonna come down like how they did in 70 AD. Come down upon Jerusalem. Where's Jerusalem? It's our people. The strong arm of the military. Esau's military is gonna be in the hoods, in our neighborhoods.
Surrounded. City, hoods, neighborhoods, being surrounded. That's like with the Roman army, they set up that trench.
That's the city,
You know, and circumvallation. You know, they had the military surround the walls of Jerusalem, and they made it to where
But no food could go in?
No food could go in. Jake started starving out, so they had to rely upon the stored food that we kept in the temple. And once that started to run out, people were just, it was dying, man.
Shit,
Yeah, you talking about 70 AD, right?
70 AD.
Yeah. Jake went to the leaves something in their mouth that was so bad it went down, but imagine how bad it went down. We're talking about cannibalism. Let's not forget, man, that's going to change the smell of cooked flesh. I'm saying it cooked flesh, burnt. Cooked flesh don't smell appetizing, what I've heard, you know? The smell of flesh is Jake up.
Yeah.
Still, these types of times are right around the corner. You know? Second Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Yeah, so you deserve it, man. The Most High hates pride, man.
Yeah,
Hates a proud man. Pride is when the beginning of pride departed from his maker.
Hey, the Lord hates a poor man that is proud.
Yeah.
Which that's our king.
That's the Sumerian
Poor
captivity, yeah.
and proud.
Captain and proud. Still won't turn to their God. To their God, you know?
This is Daniel 12 at the top. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, speaking of the elect.
Yeah.
It says, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Yeah, everybody. Man, you better, if you're not written in that book, man, it's a wrap. Isaiah 9 and 20. I'm reading NLT. They will attack their neighbor on the right, but will still be hungry. They will devour their neighbors on the left, but will not be satisfied. In the end, they will even eat their own children.
Hey, what else can they do? Right? They in their animalistic mind state, desperate.
That's describing a people that ain't eating in about a week.
Nah, that ain't.
You're not gonna.
It's thick.
If you go 2 days without eating, you're not gonna think about eating other people. You're still gonna be crying around thinking, having to find some, a piece of cookie, a cracker on the ground,
Piece of bread.
anything like that. And then another day or two goes by, then you now your mindset is changing. You're morphing into that animal.
And that's really giving the Americans, the benefit of the doubt. They always feed their appetite.
Yeah.
They can't fast. No, they've never done 24 hours without food. So that in itself, the first day is about to be crazy for them. Bro, no drink. I mean, I'm talking about any sugary substance, no candy, no nothing. That's gonna fuck these people up, man.
That's the number one thing people gonna turn to, the drugs. I mean, you know, they're gonna be looking for the drugs before they even look for food.
Yeah, the drugs is the food.
Yeah.
You know, so without them
I met
receptors.
people.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've met people that can't eat until they pop their drugs. Like they know their stuff.
Bro,
can't even.
I know niggas that can't eat until they smoke.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That too.
I'm like, damn.
There's certain fitness people to keep up their regimen. They eat literally 6 times a day.
You didn't take all them calories to burn it off, but still, that shit is not healthy.
That's gonna cut instantly. It's gonna take effect on their body.
Second Ezra 15 and 57. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountain shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood. For very hunger of bread and thirst for water.
This is beyond dumpster life.
Yeah.
There's no food in the dumpster anymore.
Yeah, there's no leaves on the
There's
trees.
no leaves on the tree.
That's that platform. You at the bottom. There ain't nothing left, man.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing.
Yeah. I don't see that movie.
What platform?
Somebody has the bright idea to get on the platform. Go back up to the top.
Just imagine being so hungry. You actually have that thought of eating your kids or even your own flesh.
Yeah.
Or trying to, I be having thoughts like some people gonna be trying to purify blood to get that water.
Cook blood. Cook
Right.
blood, bro.
Yeah.
I see the dudes cook thick blood and eat it.
Coagulated blood, right? There was in the movie The Road, he took a sock, it was a dirty sock, he tried to filter the water out. The water had green in it, not like regular green, it was like nuclear green.
Like fuel in the
Ooze
car.
and shit.
Yeah. But remember they had that cellar with the people in it, and they was cutting off limb by limb.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a business
They were
almost.
letting them live,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
killing them, they'll just take it off enough to eat.
When they were in the basement.
Basement, yeah, I said the cellar, yeah.
I
You
got
got one, you really got one too.
It is Lamentation 4, and this is 8. It says their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick.
Showing them going through fire, right? And it was funny, when your body not getting the proper nutrients, man, you start seeing it. And even some jakes now, you can see that they're, even though they're obese, they may still be undernourished. You can see it in their countenance, in their skin. It's terrible. It's starting to get bad. You got
This
it?
is Lamentation 4:4. The tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children as bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. Her Nazarites were purer than snow, they were whiter than milk, they were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire. And this is the point. Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered.
Was that describing how they were before and now how they are after?
Yeah.
How they all fresh and clean, skin glistening and all of that?
It's during the Babylonian
It was
captivity,
looking all
yeah.
good and shit. Now, after the famine, the siege that did them, now they all withered away and all dried up and look like fucking zombies.
It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field.
It's some more after that.
Huh?
It's some more after that
Yeah,
verse. So yeah.
The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children.
Boiled them.
they were their meat, and that's literal, in the destruction of the daughter of my people. They were their food unto them, man. Grabbing another precept.
Yep. Yep. A few of those.
Now, mind you, this can very well happen while there's still food in the country, in the cities. You don't know how it can happen? Because if hyperinflation hits and you can't afford none of it, which causes people to panic and just be like, fuck it, we're gonna go and take it. Then when there's nothing left, and then the government is like, all right, we're cutting everything off, no more, bringing nothing in, and we're gonna start rationing food.
Yep.
Isn't that what happened?
So if you don't have access to that, you starve.
Isn't that exactly what happened in Venezuela?
That's what happens in a war zone. In a war zone.
Yeah.
There's no, well, who's bringing in the food? The government has the food, the military has the food. So in order for you to eat, you gotta go to them.
Even though it's pure, that you get from the government only gonna last so long. Don't forget the ultimate objective.
Ezekiel 7 and verse 18, read down. This in the NLT. They will dress themselves in burlap, horror and shame will cover them. They will shave their heads in sorrow and remorse. They will throw their money in the streets, tossing it out like worthless trash. Their silver and gold won't save them on that day of the Lord's anger. It will neither satisfy nor feed them, for their greed can only trip them up. Okay? So that's what happened in Venezuela during that hyperinflation. Their what you call it, the boulevard, their paper currency at that time, it was dividing, it's going back to zero, man. Divided zero. So at the end of their, it's still in it, but at the hyperinflation, everybody was throwing their fucking money out in the streets. Same as Weimar, Germany, Zimbabwe,
Right, and to land back up what the brother was saying in Venezuela, you gotta also look at the aspects that aren't really spoken about as well. Because when chaos happens and everything is shut down, one big thing that was happening in Venezuela is that trash was everywhere in the streets during this time as well. So that caused an increase of infections, increase of diseases, an increase of wild animals, rats, and all these different things. And the people over there, they went into their zoos and ate the animals, because they were so desperate. So the flamingos was eaten, and all of the animals in that zoo was eaten, man, by the people. Because there wasn't no food. So, it shows you how desperate, Jake got with the hell that Yahweh Shemel Shah brought to him. And it's still not over for them, man. It's going to only get worse.
So Jake don't run off.
Eating their own pets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, they was eating pigeons, remember? Pigeons, and that's they call the rat of the air. What? I got one. We all got some. Brother, y'all got them. Y'all bring them out. We got some. This is second Ezra 16 and 22. I'm gonna go to. I hit the point.
18.
We know this whole little chunk of this chapter go. Verse 22 says, "For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy."
Yeah.
That's just straight to the point. But it talks more about them ignoring the scourges for amendments. People are seeing that these scourges are coming just for you to correct your way, and they ain't correcting their ways. Well, you have one too, right?
2 Kings 6:28. And the king said to her, "What aileth thee?" And she answered, That's 24.
It said something about how the famine started.
Yes,
Maybe
24. I started. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and men and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of a dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as